What's going on, everyone? Martin here with another custom toy. I named this project Project Winston, and the goal of this was to create a Kenner toy that was truer to the original Stan Winston Maquette than the original Kenner T Rex toys. And so I decided a good starting place was to look at the Thrasher T Rex and the Red T Rex. Just because I know these were originally molded from the Stan Winston Maquette, although with modifications being made to the toys to accommodate their action features, which ended up making them a little less true to the Maquette and what we see on screen. These two right here are in my personal collection, and they are in almost perfect condition. All the action features work, the electronics work as well in the Red Rex. But I did end up just choosing the Thrasher T Rex as my base, just because I like the idea of leg articulation, and I do feel it was slightly truer to the Stan Winston Maquette than the Red Rex was. The main areas of improvement that was necessary for the Thrasher T Rex was the head sculpt and the tail being too short. For the head sculpt and tail, I went to the Horizon model. Now, these are no longer in production, but China does do recasts of these models. They are vinyl statues with no articulation, so I was literally just going to use the head sculpt and the tail for this project. Now, these recasts do require a ton of work. They require a lot of trimming, a lot of bending back into shape because they're deformed vinyl in essence. So it wasn't a small project by any means. The Thrasher T Rex that I ended up using was not the one that's currently in my collection. I found a very broken down and abused toy Thrasher T Rex on eBay that I bought for incredibly cheap. And that was because I wasn't, even sure this project was going to work out that well, and I didn't want to ruin a good toy. But the toe was broken off, so that had to be resculpted. The tongue was missing. None of the action features worked. The face was torn, but I just thought it was a good candidate to do this project. Now, unfortunately, I didn't take many progress pictures, so this is pretty much all you get. You can see here where I attached the Horizon recast tail and head sculpt. I tried to blend it in as best as possible using Milliput and adding in detail, then added a layer of brown paint to tie it all together and see if we were going to be successful with this. So here is the finished product. I did mention earlier that I had used a very abused and broken Thrasher T Rex that I bought for extremely cheap. So the thrashing action had already been broken and no longer even had a tongue. So the biting action was also gone. But I didn't want to ruin a good toy, just in case this didn't work out. So that's why I chose to use a very abused Thrasher as my base. But as you can see here, it's obviously not perfect. You can see where I try to make the transition. The Thrasher neck was thicker than the Horizon recast head, so I had to use Milliput to blend it, as I mentioned earlier. And then we have a tail that's much longer than the Thrasher's tail. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. You see the other side. Here's the bottom. And then we'll do a quick top view. And there she is. A little bit sloppy on the eyes, but I could probably fix that a little later. I'm thinking about trying acrylic markers this time because it's so difficult to get the eyes right with just a paintbrush. But there she is. And here's just a quick comparison picture of her next to my original Thrasher T Rex, so you get an idea of how she looks. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you taking the time, and I'm sure I will see you again sometime soon with another custom.